Hey, 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 everybody, and welcome back to God and Therapy Live with your favorite counselor. And tonight I invited my boo back. I told y'all that this season was all about us answering your questions live. And so there is nobody that I would have wanted to do this more with that I trust their input, their wisdom, their knowledge. The smartest man that I know, my husband, Jay. Hey, Jay.
Hey, you said a lot of good things there. Wisdom, smart.
How true. The smartest man I've known in the last 26 years of my life. We got on our special sweatshirts. Look, y'all. I bought us some sweatshirts, and he's so sweet. You wear anything I buy him for this marriage. And it says wifey. I got wifey on mine. I don't know if y'all can see it. And he has hubby, and it says established 2006. Hear me. This has been 19 years.
19 years.
19. I don't think I had nothing that long. I don't think I done kept a cell phone, a car. No.
Hopefully not a cell phone. Not 19 years.
I kept my number though that long. I know how to keep a number. But we are established in 2006. We have been married for 19 years. We have 3 beautiful children. And this is your first season. I want you to know that the only reason why I talk so much about relationships is because it is something that's dear and close to my heart, and it's close to my husband's heart. And we have done so many of these shows together to help couples to learn from the things that we've learned and to be able to give them wisdom, the wisdom that God has taught us. So I appreciate you coming on tonight. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I appreciate the invite or being voluntold. But yeah.
I do that. But because he loves me, he always says yes. And you know what? And it's such a good segue into this question tonight. Before we get into the question, though, I want to remind y'all to like, subscribe, and share. I am so grateful for the supporters on this channel. I'm grateful for all of you who come here and connect with me, who send the emails, who send all that. And y'all send some emails. Thank you for so much of your sharing of the last live last week, the first live. We had so many emails. And so I got some good questions that are coming in for us this week. And are y'all on here? Let me see who's on here so far. Hey, Sheena. Hello from Illinois. Sheena, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate you coming on the live tonight for this conversation, because the more y'all connect with us, the more it keeps the conversation flowing. So we have a good question to start off tonight with. It's a good one. So I'm going to read from our caller. And remember, if y'all have questions or things you want to say in the chat or things you want to add to this conversation, just throw it in there. Just say it. Put it in there. Hey, Dr. Antonio from South Carolina. Hello, sir. Hello. Say hello, J-Top.
Dr. Antonio. Hello. See?
Hey, good to see you, Antonio. Good to see you on here. This is my husband, Jay. Again, y'all, this is the one that I have been doing life in partnership with. So when I thought about who would I bring on to answer some of these questions, because I know I could tell y'all everything, and somebody's still gonna say, I want the male perspective. I want to hear it from a man. Because we don't say something different.
Right.
And we might say something different. Hello, Dressmere. You from Florida? Yes, that's where we are, right here in Orlando. Originally from Atlanta. I always got to shout out Atlanta. We did 40 years in Atlanta?
Yep. 40. I did 40 years.
You did 40. I did 33. So we're gonna always shout out Atlanta. But yeah, right here in Florida. Who else we got in here? Alabama. Come on, Brooke. Look at us. We all across the South. We got Sandra from Mississippi. Oh, Mobile on here. Okay. Mobile specifically. Mobile, Alabama. I have been to Mobile, Alabama. I went right on through that. Thank you. Come on, Alabama. Okay, we had Tampa. Okay, yeah. See, y'all shout out to city. Yeah, we want to know exactly where you are. And no, we don't have snow over here. It is snowing in Atlanta, so you are right. I do not wish to be in Atlanta. That is unheard of.
And even parts of Alabama and northern Florida is getting stunk. So
y'all, what is going on? Like, no, I'm gonna stick with Florida now. We not in the sun right now either. Like, we got a little rain. It's cold.
we get rain all day.
But not cold like y'all. So we are good. We are good. So y'all come on in the room while we're waiting on a few more people to come in. I just want to say that I appreciate how you all support the channel by sharing, but I am going to ask a couple of times during the show that you all support us by becoming partners on this channel, on this podcast. If you really think that what I've been putting out with my guests and everything is some worthwhile content, I want y'all to partner up and become Super Chat members. See, on YouTube, they have this thing called Super Chat where you have your faithful, loyal watchers. And that's how we're going to be able to put your comments and things up on the screen as if you are a part of our partnership. So like tonight and last week, I'm going to throw y'all up there, right? But starting next week, I want my Super Chat, my loyal folks, that you are the questions in the comments I'm going to put up on the screen because I really want to connect with you and get to know you. So you're going to get the content first, all of that. But I want to partner with you. If you believe that the content on this platform is worthwhile, influential, and it has been helpful, please partner with us by joining our Super Chat team. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Brooke, you said there's a power. Oh, it is snowing there. Oh no, yeah, you said there across the south. Well, Brooke, stay safe. I pray God bless you and that snow melts and your power is restored. But look at you, temporary power outage, and here you go looking at us. So with the little piece of power you got, you're watching God in therapy, and so we appreciate that. So Jade, are you ready to go ahead into the segment?
Okay. Absolutely.
All right. So this is straight from Instagram. I had a question that actually came through during the live last week, and I just went ahead and chose it because it was a good one. This person says, hello, question for the live stream. My fiance and I have been together a year. God has used this relationship as a mirror since day one, showing me areas of myself that need refined. The spiritual growth I have exhibited this year has been immense. The enemy has tormented me with thinking I'm with the wrong one. God is going to let me fall, etc. This is what the enemy is telling her. She says, I know the enemy is a liar and a thief. But do you believe in the one? Do you believe in the one? The one. Jason, you know how people say the one. I don't know if they are the one. I thought it was a great question. So, you know what? I'm going to let you jump off. The one.
The one. That's always one of those tricky questions because people have asked me before, hey, you know, when you and Tar started dating, how did you know she was the one?
Right. Because you saw me. Because you immediately looked at me and stumped me.
So how did you know she was the one? And if you all know our story, we worked together. And so I didn't know right off that you were the one. That wasn't one of those things. I don't, build a fairy tale story. I'd be like, yep, she came through, fireworks went off. And
I thought you said you felt him.
Pixie dust started floating around. But no, it's something that, after I prayed about it, it was one of those things that I always had a prayer. And I told Tar, I've always had a prayer in my life to ask God to put people in my life that should be there and remove those out of my life that should not be there.
Come on now.
And so, God kept you around.
Yeah, we did, because it was not fairy tales, gumdrops, and lollipops, but he would just not leave me alone. He would just keep coming back. Now,
we see this story totally different, but
you know what? And I do want us to kind of run through it because this question reminded me of when we were in premarital. Because I told y'all I strongly believe in premarital counseling. I don't know why everybody's been there with zero education about marriage. But when we were in premarital, do you remember we took that assessment and they brought us in at the end, right there at the end of the class, and they said, we had one question on your assessment. Y'all were good all the way through except for this one particular thing we wanted to ask y'all about. Do you remember that question?
Vaguely.
Okay, so
I remember it came up that there was one question that we did have opposite views on.
Right. I tell you the question. The question was, do you believe that this is the only one for you? Do you believe that this person you are married is the only one for you. And I said no, and Jay said yes. And they wanted to find out, like, okay, why did you answer the question that you answered it that way?
Right.
And Jay said, you said yes because you were answering it in, once I get married, my wife is the one.
That's it.
Right. And in my head, I was like, I'm thinking pre-marriage. Oh no, I could be with somebody else. There's a billion people on the planet. Like, what you mean? This the one? That would be kind of messed up. That God will only have one. What if they die? Then I'm just by myself. And they said, you know what? Both of you are right. And that's where I think we should take this conversation tonight, because I don't believe in there being a one. But I believe in once you get married, that's the one you chose.
Yep.
That's the one you chose. And that's the one you're going to have to do life with and work it out with.
Sure.
One of the things she said, and I think I kind of heard you hinting at it. She said, this particular relationship is redefining me and it's showing a mirror on me and everything I need to be working on. So how was that for you when we got together? Did you feel like the relationship was putting a mirror on you or showing you some things about you? I know it did for me, but I want to hear from you.
Yeah. And from a guy's perspective, I'm gonna take this a couple of different ways. So yes, it showed a mirror. And that's why, the Bible it talks about having a helpmate. So when we were dating and when we got married, there were things that I thought I knew. There are things that in my mind I was doing correctly, and I was doing to either to the best of my ability or exceeding.
Right.
But it takes someone who comes in that truly loves you, that cares about you, that will challenge you in areas that they see you're lacking.
Right.
And so for me, it's easy for me to point out, hey, Tara, you're lacking in X, Y, and Z. But
you sure
when you gotta take your own medicine, it's a little bit harder. I will admit that. But I do remember you were telling me, and I'll just use the house as an example. When we got married, I already had a house. You moved in, and you would be like, "Your house is it's a dude. It's a bathhouse pad."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what you talking about? I got a couch. I got a refrigerator. I got food. It might be expired, but I got food.
Oh Lord.
So it was a lot of stuff in there, but it took you to say, hey, add some candles, add some color, add some pictures, get rid of the towels you done had since your first day of college. And when that started to happen, I started saying, and I said this to myself. I was like, there are some things that I probably could improve upon.
Right.
There are some things that and the word upgrade just came in my mind.
Ooh, let me upgrade you. All right.
There are some upgrades that needed to happen. And I look at it on the flip side. Had you not come in my life, where would I be?
Right.
Would I still be living in that same area? I wouldn't be challenged. I put it that way. We can get very complacent, especially men. And if we're doing fine, if we're, making ends meet, if we're going from point A to point B, we get complacent. We get comfortable.
Right.
And so to have someone come in our lives, a lot of times we don't value what that other person is trying to bring in our lives. Because either, like I said, we're complacent, we're comfortable, we can be stubborn.
Right.
And now at this age, I can admit that. Back in my 20s, I can admit that. But at this age, just age, right? I can admit some things, and I can look back and say, "Hey, you helped me," even though I fault you on some things.
Oh yeah.
But hindsight, I can say, "Yep, you helped me get to where I am. You've helped me achieve. You've pushed me." And that really just goes through life. But so many couples that we talk to, and I'm not sure if this young lady, where she is in her walk, but so many couples we talk to, they think they know it all.
Oh gosh.
They think they got it figured out. Heck, my 16-year-old daughter thinks she knows it all.
Yes, she does.
And so we get in that stage, but with prayer and truly being open to one another. And if I say, if you know, guys and ladies, if you all hear anything else, my main thing would be open
Right.
to change, be open to conversation, be open to another person's perspective. And it was different than yours, be open to it, because you never know what's right around the corner, where that person can lead you, where that person can help you. And like I said, a lot of times it's not until that help happens, you see the end result or you see some result, and then you be like, you know what? You're right.
That you able to say that was God's help for me. That was God's design for me. I see what God was doing when he brought this person into my life, and I thank you at this big age for finally going ahead and admitting the light that I brought into your life and the help that I brought. And I gotta tell women this all the time. There is a way to help a man where he can receive it. In the beginning, I wasn't saying it in a way you can receive it. And then as God gave me wisdom, he's like, Tara, you can say it. It's just let me lead you on how to say it, because I was your helpmate. I was sent to help you to see those blind spots and to help you be the man of God that you really are today. That's why I ain't going nowhere, y'all. I just spent a lot of time on this one, and ain't nobody else getting what I have worked on. But you also did the same for me. Like,
Yeah.
I want the person to know, the emailer, that the one that God has called you to, if you really want to know the one, that one is going to challenge your issues. They're going to challenge what you don't do well. They're going to challenge what you need to work on. They're going to challenge some of your family isms that are not like Christ. They are going to challenge you. And that challenge can be devastating at times. That challenge can feel like they're attacking you. It's like, this is all I've ever been and this is all I've ever known. But this is why you got to get close to God, because if I'm challenging you on something that you know you're not supposed to be doing because it's not Christ-like character, then I'm right. We constantly, I think what I love about us and why we have lasted this long, because we have been married for 19 years, but we dated a good, 6 years.
6 years before we got married.
Well, this is from high school, right? So we want to get married right away. We got married after I graduated from college. But to be around a person for 26 years, that took us, first of all, understanding that I'm with somebody that I can work with, that I can go road through life with. We have seen a lot of challenges in 26 years of being a couple. Like, there have been things we have had to grow out of. I've had to watch the way I speak to you. And I'm willing to admit that, because this is a man's man. You are not talking to him any kind of way. And he used to break up with me all the time. I'm gonna make sure I say it on every podcast. That there you go. I'm gonna say how much this man used to break up with me anytime I was out of pocket, anytime I was talking to him crazy, because he would just say, "You don't need to talk to me like that." But in my family, I was used to just saying what you're going to say it rough, say it hard, whatever. Don't consider the feelings. Don't consider how you say it. Don't think about what I said. Don't think about how I said it was what I said. Forget the messenger. And he was like, no, you need to find another way to talk to me, because you will not disrespect me. And he would just be breaking up with y'all. He would just be breaking up with me all the time, because he would say, you can't talk to me like that. And then I would sit with myself and I would say, you didn't have to speak like that. You didn't have to yell. You didn't have to use those words, those pre-saved words that I used to use. And I would humble myself. See, ain't like some of y'all women. They like to say women don't apologize. I would humble myself, right?
You would.
Yeah. And I would come back and apologize. Right? No, don't do that. Tell the people. By that time I brought you flowers and a little teddy bear, and I brought the stuff, and I was being so sweet. You don't tell that. Okay. But I did.
But no, you did.
I did shift. Marriage is supposed to shift you.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would agree. I would definitely agree. And it's supposed to not only shift you, but it's supposed to stretch you. Because too many times, and I'm gonna go back to, like I said, being comfortable. Too many times we get in a lot of times we get in our own way.
Right.
And we can't see past us and our isms to be able to receive.
Right.
And so a lot of times you would challenge me and I didn't want to be challenged.
No.
I felt that there was nothing wrong with what I was doing and the way I was doing it. It comes from a place of, I think, when you have been in an environment. So I've been in leadership pretty much all my career. And so you would often tell me, I'm not your employee.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Don't treat me like I'm your employee. And so even at home, that mind shift, I had to get out of it and say, this is my spouse. This is my partner. This is someone who, that just hit me. This is someone who loves me.
How about it?
And will not harm me or doesn't want to see any harm come to me.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you, I got employees who be like, ooh, I wish he'd get fired. Ooh, I wish he'll go somewhere else, get a promotion and leave us alone.
They be thinking that about you, not you, man.
They used to. So in another light. But when you look at your spouse, when you look at your fiance, when you look at your girlfriend, boyfriend, it should always be from a perspective of, hey, this person is here for me. They don't want to hurt me. They only want to help me.
Right. And the other caveat, when I try to talk to men about that, a woman's life is lined up with you when she gets married. Like my life was connected to your life. And I never thought you understood that. Like, sir, I get to talk to you because where you go, I go. What you do affects me. Whatever you're not doing affects me. And so I wanted to say, babe, like you have to talk to me. You have to listen to me. You have to connect with me. You have to make sure that we are communicating because this is my life too.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just you're the captain of the ship. Get on the boat, girl, and I know where we going and I don't have to tell you anything.
Right.
Because I'm grown. And I think some of y'all remember little boy, I'm grown. I don't think some of y'all realize you dated grown folks.
Right.
Like I need my men to understand. I need everybody to understand. Y'all dealing with grown people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you refuse to listen, refuse to cooperate, refuse to compromise, you're not dealing with a child. You're dealing with another adult that has opinion, that has their own free will, and they're trying to get along with you. So when they're telling you, hey, that behavior is a problem for me, you don't say, well, that ain't a problem for me. I don't have an issue with it. They're telling you the behavior ain't good anyway. The behavior is not good anyway. And one of the things I try to tell couples all the time, you don't get to grade yourself.
Right.
It's the person that you're delivering the service to that gets degraded. So my husband can't call himself a good husband.
Right.
And I can't call myself a good wife. I'm not my own wife. He's not his own husband. I am his wife. So he gets to say, based upon my criteria, this is how I'm grading you as my wife. And I get to say, based upon my criteria, this is how I'm grading you as my husband. You can think you a good husband and wife, and other people out here to gas you up. I think husbands, if you just paying bills and showing up every day, people gonna say you got a good husband sometimes. I promise you, y'all don't get the same.
It's so much more than that. It's so much more.
But I mean, the outside public, based upon what they view men out here are doing, they will say, oh, he just, all he got to do is come home, pay bills, and he there, and that makes him a good husband. But they're not. And I think some men will settle in that. Not you, but some men will settle in, I know I'm doing better than my daddy, better than my uncles, because they out here cheating, they doing all this crazy stuff. So they will even say, I'm a good man, you just don't know.
Yeah, and that's honestly, that's just a box you check.
Right.
There's a lot of different boxes. That's just one of them.
Right.
Provider, check. But what about emotional stability?
Speak, King.
What about, romance? What about safety?
Yeah.
Making you feel safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm only checking one box and I got 8 other boxes that are unchecked, am I looking at myself saying I'm doing a good job?
You basic. And some of y'all, you out here being basic, and some of you wives are basic. You believe that. Don't laugh. I ain't talking. Look, I used to be basic too, right? So I can call.
She had a whole day. She had a whole day called Be Basic Wednesday.
It would not be basic.
Be a 5 Wednesday.
Be a 5 Wednesday, y'all. Like I was all out there on the internet telling people, wives, don't do nothing on Wednesday. Like, but I was telling them it was about self-care. If you're tired, I was telling them basically to take a midweek Sabbath because if you were raising kids and you're tired and you're working, I told them on Wednesday, don't do all that cooking and stuff. You just come home, give them something easy and take your nap. But the point is, we all can be basic, but to be in a healthy, long-lasting, fruitful marriage in which God is using your spouse to help you grow and you could be a prosperous person, all parts of your life is fruitful. It is because you decided not to be basic.
Yeah.
Now, you can be basic, y'all. You can be basic and you can be with somebody, but I promise you, it does not mean that you are excellent. Stop patting yourself on the back, comparing yourself to the lowest performing person in that category. Like if you see men and women out here that are unfaithful and acting basic in their relationship, please don't compare yourself to that. What'd you say, Shamika? You basic. Y'all don't try to quote me on that. I ain't terribly loud, y'all basic. I said some of y'all are basic. And that's what you need to hear. You are basic. If you are a man and all you do is help pay bills and you come home and you believe that's enough, you're basic. If you're a woman and you believe all you need to do is take care of some kids and just sleep around and nap all day, you're basic. Because God has created us to do many things. He has created us to excel, to do great things, to be an asset in people's life, to be beneficial in people's lives. So if you were sitting around with your basic self, only doing what you think is enough because you're comparing yourself to low-level people who are also basic, you are not living up to your God-given potential in your marriage. We decided not to be basic. I think that's why we lasted. We just didn't want to be basic.
Yep. I think besides being not wanting to be basic, I think also we wanted to just be better.
Yes.
And, we always want to be better, do better. When we put kids into that element,
Absolutely.
we definitely said we wanted to model for them what a healthy marriage looks like.
Right.
Because, you know the story we talked about how so many young ladies I dated came from single parent homes.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the things I was like, I can't find somebody who has a 2-parent home.
Right.
I was fortunate enough to, have both of my parents in the house. I come from a 2-parent home, but that's rare.
Right. It is because a lot of people are not staying together, building a firm foundation for their children and wanting to be a model of a good partner. They're not modeling a good partner, so the children don't have that to look at to be able to say, I know how to be a good partner to a spouse.
Yep.
We have a lot of people struggling out here today. I get a lot of questions from people that I believe should have been a conversation from a parent.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't know how to pick a good mate. They really don't know how to communicate and resolve conflicts because their parents weren't doing it.
Right.
And I get that. That's not your fault because it should have been modeled for you so you wouldn't have to go to all these classes and get all this help because it should have been modeled. That would have been the easiest way for you to learn healthy partnerships. It would have been the easiest way.
Yep. And so, I challenge guys that I mentor. I challenge couples when you're getting into this area of I'm doing good. I'm grading my own report card, and I'm an A+.
Lord, everybody think they're A+. But I appreciate Brooke on here. She says, I have some basic tendencies, but I never thought about it tonight. Good for you, Brooke. Look at you. Watch tomorrow. You be beyond basic.
Yep. But I challenge people to really do a self inventory.
Okay.
Do a self inventory. What am I patting myself on the back about doing? What am I at? And how can I step that up one notch, 1%? What more can I do? But even more so, I challenge you to really ask your spouse, what more can you do? What are you not doing? And what else can you do to, either help them, help the family? You'll be surprised on the answers you get,
Oh yeah, because they're going to be ready to answer you. But we can't be afraid of the critique. I told you, I know we were talking earlier, and I told you, I said it was a goal of mine to be a good wife. I just set out that I said, anytime my husband is in a group of men and they are complaining about their wives, I want him to be able to not be able to add to that conversation. I want him to be like, oh Lord, let me go home and hug mine because these men are tripping. These men are going through it.
Right.
That is my goal, that my husband can't add to the negative conversation, because I swear they out there bashing women as much as they used to bash men. The men are coming through with all of these women hate podcasts. But I wanted to be a wife that you could not complain in a group about. You would say, I don't know about that. My wife ain't doing all of that. That has been my goal, is to debunk all the myths about wives not being an asset. Because men will say they're not an asset. They're mean. They switch it up once you get married. They don't give you this. They don't give you that. And I was like, no, that's not going to be my story, because I hate when I hear those things.
Yeah.
Where once you get married to a person and you become, some of you became basic after you married people. And that is so disheartening. It's so deceptive. It's so manipulative to start out well and then get somebody and say, I'm not doing all that anymore. That is terrible. That's so deceptive.
Yep. Yep. You know, as you were saying that, I was thinking about when guys do go out with their homeboys, and I can't speak for the ladies when you all out with your girlfriends, but even reading on social media, the bashing that goes on.
Oh, yeah.
And in some of these, marriage groups that I don't go to marriage groups on Facebook, because
They said
it's sad. It's sad is the right word. And so I'm sitting here and reading how this person isn't doing this or this person isn't doing that, and somebody, usually with common sense, will say, "Hey, have you talked to them about that?
Right.
Have you asked this question or that question?" No, because they're not going to listen. And it's almost like, what do you do with that? And a lot of times, I feel very fortunate that I can go out, and if there is a bashing conversation going on, yes, that's not my story.
Right.
However, I'm glad God has given me the boldness to sit up here and say, "Hey, let's have the conversation and let's talk." I can say, "Let's talk about it."
Right.
Why do you think your wife is doing X, Y, or not doing a lot of times X, Y, and Z? And then I say, do self inventory and look at yourself. What are you? How are you doing?
Ooh, do they listen?
What do you? Some do. Some do.
Good.
Some don't. Because you
That's stubborn.
you don't understand. You don't understand my wife, or you don't understand my husband. Because I've had these conversations with both sexes.
Oh yeah.
And so it takes. I keep going back to being humble and being open to feedback.
Right. Right.
And just know that person is supposed to love you. I'm like, because I say that person loves you, don't want to hurt you. But I know there are in some instances, there's like
tit for tat.
There's always a small percentage where it becomes tit for tat. So
yeah, because you have those spouses who, as soon as somebody tells them something about themselves, they gotta run it back. Well, you did this, or you not doing this, and it becomes a tit for tat instead of them receiving the correction and receiving the upgrade.
Right.
They instead want to say, well, you're attacking me and now I'm going to throw something back at you. Or I only do this because you do that.
Right.
And I need you all to understand that the way you treat your partner, God will judge you for that. Because he does not say you get to be a certain way that's unchristlike because your spouse or your partner is not. He tells us to even love our enemy. So he will still want you to treat that person with love and affirmations and nurturing. And he still wants you to keep Christ-like character, even if they are not. Even if they're not, he still wants you to do that. So we don't get an excuse to be petty. We don't get an excuse to be unkind just because somebody is. God wants us to remain who we are. And I'm telling you, he'll bless you and your spouse won't be blessed. You'll be getting promotions in your life, have good health, all things going well. But if they are mistreating you, they are going to reap that in their lives. Mm-hmm. Don't you change who God has called you to be as a spouse. Don't change.
Yeah. Yep. Totally agree.
Yeah. And so I had a second question. Was that good for y'all? I believe that was that we answered that I really do. There is no the one. There are 9 billion people on the planet. The one is the one you chose. Choose wisely.
My spades folk understand. You could have a strong possible. You can have a strong possible. But the big
We
joke.
playing spades.
Yeah, you're playing spades.
Don't do that.
So the big joker, it's not clear cut a lot of times. You do have to work at it.
Yeah, I believe it's the one that you chose to work with. I chose to work with you. Yeah. He is seeing the things in you that I thought needed to be changed. I said, I'm willing to work with that one. Now, there's some other men I met, I've always been a dime. But the thing was, I didn't want to work with them. I didn't want to work with their stuff. Their stuff was beyond what they say, it was above me. I didn't believe I had the grace nor the resources to help some of the other flaws I saw in some other men. But his stuff, I said, I can deal with that. I can help with that. That's the one I'll give my grace and mercy to. That's the one I'm willing to work with. Mm-hmm. That's the one I'm willing to wait on his maturity in some areas and still be with him because of the love I had for him and the good I saw in him. I said, he's worth some compassion and some grace and mercy until he gets to where he needs to be. And you are fabulous at this stage. I really do like you at this age.
I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do.
It took 48 years. Now I'm just playing. I love our maturity at this age. I know I'm a whole lot more mature than the woman I was 19 years ago. And I thank you for sticking with me.
Thank you. Thank you.
We got some questions in the comments. Come on, Hannah. Thanks for coming on and joining us and being a partner. Y'all, we got a partner. Come on. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Y'all remember, I want you to join the super chat and join us. Let us know that this is helping you, y'all. It's not super expensive, but let me tell you what it's paying for. You see how you can see us and we're not foggy, dusty, nor blurry, and you can hear us. It's because we have invested in equipment, producers. We got a team of 5 people working on this production. This is not me with my little cell phone because I could do y'all like that. But I want to make sure y'all have a clear, professional looking experience on this podcast. And everything costs money. And we have been funding it for the last 2 years. But I truly do believe that has people out here that don't mind helping us and funding it as well. So please join us, add to it, because we really do want to keep doing this and be able to bring you this content. So,
there any questions in the
any questions? I don't see the questions yet, but I see the great comments. I'm glad you're being blessed by it, Brooke. Hey, honey, you ain't gonna be basic. You gonna be an exemplary wife that other women will want to get advice from you, and they will say, I want to be like her. And men will say, I want a wife like Brooke. I bet she is all the way together. That's what you want people to say. I don't want people calling me trash behind my back. I want them to say that man got a good wife right there.
So while you pulling up the next question, I just want to close us out with the question about the one. It's something you said about people they're in come with stuff. They're in come with down. And are you willing to work with that person with the baggage that they're bringing?
Right.
And so I think that's important. I think a lot of people overlook that because you said you didn't look to change me. You said there are some things that need to change.
Right.
But you didn't look to change me. And are you willing to work with those things that I'm bringing to the table that need to be changed?
Right.
And so I think that's something important that you have to look at in any relationship.
Right.
What is the stuff that I can deal with and what is the stuff I can't deal with? And if the stuff you can't deal with outweigh the stuff that you can,
don't even go there.
That's not the one. That's not the one.
That's not, you're the benefits of our relationship and what I had in you far outweigh the things that I was like, oh Lord, can you work on that? Because he is a boss. He's always been one. He was my boss, keeping it 100. And then so him not listening to advice right away, I was like, ooh, he'll know it all. Oh my God. But also he did know a lot. And his wisdom has been a benefit as well because he did know a lot and he was mature and he did lead well. But there were times where I would say, okay, you need to also listen over here because I'm also very intelligent and I can actually add to your leadership. If you let me, you run those things by me, I can look at some things in ways that you don't see it. And so once he began to say that or to see that and do that, his leadership went to the next level.
Right.
The way he operated as a father and a husband went next level. Because I'm like, sir, you're already good. I'm just trying to upgrade you just a little bit, just a little tweak. That's a little tweak. And so I truly appreciate that. But the one is the one you are willing to work with. But after y'all get married, that's the one. So Jay, I think they still be out there seeking after they married. Like some of them still be looking for the one after they married, but we ain't gonna even know that. We need
That's another type.
that's another type of fun. The one you married with is the one. Once y'all married, okay? We'll let side. So here's a second question. Oh, we got a loaded question. Hold on, Brooke. Let's see what your question is. This is a loaded question. But is it important to make Jesus our number one before making anyone else our number one? Oh, number one and another one is two different things.
Right.
God is always number one. Right. And if you make God number one and you're in a close and intimate relationship, I promise you, he'll show you the one.
The one. Yep.
He'll show you the one that you need to be with because nobody is number one above God.
Right.
He knows that. He knows God is number one in my life. I know God is number one in his life. We've never tried to replace God in each other's life. Because I got to talk to God about him and he got to talk to God about me.
Yep.
Because sometimes your partner's not going to listen to you.
Yep.
And you're going to have to take that to God. You're going to say, God, okay, they are not hearing me. This is a dead end conversation every time I come to them. And I have talked to God on times when I was like, he's not receiving that. God, can you talk to him? And God has talked to him. And I'm sure you had it on the same.
Now, I know we got to move on, but to a second part of Brooke's question, what it could be, not saying that it is, how do you approach those that are at a different faith walk at that time? So, your Jesus level is at 100. Mine may be at 50 or 60.
And that's something you also need to consider when you're thinking about a partner, because if they are eons behind you in your Christian walk, that is something you're going to have extreme patience for, because they did not receive the same level of experience going to church with their family, being poured into spiritually. They did not receive what you received. So they're not where you are. And if you do not have the patience to wait until they get that type of mentorship and walk that walk to get to where you are, then that's not somebody you need to deal with. Because if you are, say you're 30 years old and you've been in church your whole life and your parents and everybody's going to teach you about God, that's 30 years.
Right.
And you meet this person and they just met Jesus yesterday, they're not where you are. So you need to strongly consider, do I have the patience for them to walk and find Jesus probably in the next 10 years? Because they're not going to match your 30 like that quickly. So they may not grab it like you grabbed it. They got to get all that other stuff out of their head, then receive God, then walk with him. That's some time. Mm-hmm. So if you say, nah, I'm thinking about pastoring a church tomorrow, please don't marry a babe in Christ.
Right.
They not going to be able to work. It's just logistical conversations. But if you say, no, I just want somebody that's going to at least go to church with me periodically. Okay, well, you may have time for that growth. I think people don't really understand that. It's whatever you think God has called you to do. The one that you're matched up with should fit that calling and that vision. One of the great things about me and him, everything we've ever done, we've been able to do it together. We fit each other's call. We fit each other's vision. Neither one of us have ever not been able to do what God told us to do because of the other person. Yep. Like we fit, we walk in agreement. The Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? Because what we wanted agreed, what we trying to do agreed. We're always in each other's business. We are with each other, I promise y'all, like 24 hours a day. We both work from home. Like God is so good, but we like each other. We have a genuine friendship. It works if y'all going down the same path, down the same road. If you believe God has called you into ministry, you probably shouldn't be talking to somebody who met Jesus yesterday and not even sure they believe in him.
Right.
That is a lot of time you're going to have to wait. And then that's just not doing what it's doing. So, hey, Sharana, good to see you all. Good to see you all. But yes, it's all about the call you feel. So here's another question. Whole nother. We're just gonna flip over. This one says, how long should you date after a breakup? Lord have mercy, Jay. Answer the people, because I think you had a calculation when I talked to you about that.
How long should you date
How long should you date after a breakup?
after a breakup? So my rule of thumb, because I've always been a relationship type person. So my rule of thumb was always for every year, you need at least minimum a month by yourself before you even jump in the date ring.
Okay.
So if I'm with you for 2 years, I need a good 60 days, not even trying to date, not trying to talk to nobody. It didn't down me, Lord. Me and Jesus, yeah, me reflecting on life and what am I doing? However, because I do know people who have been in relatively long-term relationships, and they get out of a long-term relationship and jump right into another.
Right. That's how they get over.
Which that's what they. It's a rebound. It's a rebound.
What they say, to get over somebody, got to get over somebody.
Yeah, no, don't do that. So,
Partner.
and that's how you end up.
The same thing her. And that's how you end up with the same
Same type of person, and sometimes you end up with a baby or two, and
then you don't want to jump back with the ex, and it's too late. You're like, I didn't marry with the jump off. Y'all doing too much.
So
Doing too much.
it's a good question. It's a loaded question, but I would say if I give anybody advice, it's when you're healed.
Hey, man.
It's not
for that. It's when you're healed. Now we got to define healed. Because you got to break it all the way down. Healed. I would say healed is to the point that old relationship don't even bother me. I could say hey to them. Like, I knew when you would break up with me, because there was one time you broke up with me for a long time. And before I dated again, I knew I could date because me and him were friends again. We were friends. You remember? We would call each other. You would say, hey, how you doing? Just checking on me, trying to make sure I'm still single. I don't know. But I knew when I could just talk to him on the phone and I wasn't really concerned about us getting back together,
right,
that I could actually go date. Because I said, I'm not bitter, not really looking for anybody. It ain't that deep. So I would go out. And then when he saw me out there, then he came back and wanted to get married. But that's another story.
Really? Is that how
That's not how that happened.
Well, we have two different.
They need somebody that did 3 months.
Working lessons of
I'm trying to tell y'all women, y'all listening to me. Get healed. And he get back out there. And something in the atmosphere, if he's for you, he will come find you, because he can feel it in his bones when you moved on. They really can feel it when you have moved on and been healed, because you're not clingy and you're not thirsty and you ain't crying no more. They can feel it when you have moved on, and you need to move on in your spirit. What Jay's talking about, I would equate that to fasting. When you say for every year somebody's dated somebody, they need to fast for a month. You said they need to be by themselves with Jesus, and I think you do. And when I say fast, I'm not talking about food. Fast from dating.
Yep.
Some of you sincerely, you've been with some of these people for years, and you already talk about going on a dating app, and you just broke up with somebody you've been with for 7 years, and you want to get on a dating app tomorrow. Sit down somewhere.
For 7 months.
Sit down somewhere.
Please.
Don't even sit down.
Right.
Don't even consider. I don't care who asking you out. You are not ready. And your insecurities about the breakup gonna make you be out here thirsty, doing too much. You still trying to make sure your ex see you with the new person. You know you're not here when you want to make sure they know you with somebody. You're doing too much.
Yep.
But you have people who left mentally way before they broke up with somebody, so they might be ready. Like that. Because you got some people they was waiting to get broke up with. So they've been mentally cashed out. Give them about 3 months. I think they might be ready. I'm not sure.
So we're talking about this from a perspective of, let's just call it a mutual breakup or
a good one, like nobody.
But however, you gotta say on the flip side, let's say for instance, I got hurt by you,
right,
and that's the reason I'm breaking up with you,
right. But
now I am second guessing every single person that I may potentially date.
Right. You can't trust people, because especially if you trusted somebody and they broke your trust, they betrayed you. They rejected you. Y'all, you need some time to heal. You need time to realize that relationship didn't work out, but it has nothing to do with my value. You need to wait till your value is back up, because if your value is not back up, you won't date anybody that comes your way. Because you just need to feel good about yourself. So you will date somebody that you never would have dated in your life just to feel better about yourself after somebody broke up with you or rejected you. And you don't need to be out here like that. You need to come back strong. Like, I'm good. Even if I'm alone, I'm good. Because some of you are not good alone. You literally do not know how to function and have community outside of a relationship. Like, you do not know how to build friendships with the opposite sex without it turning into a relationship, a dating, or situationship. Y'all don't know how to just say, I got some nice friends that I spend time with. I'm letting the Lord lead me until he shows me these people's character. Stop jumping in these dating relationships. You're doing it too fast. I just really feel like people are jumping in way too fast, getting their feelings hurt, and then it keeps happening over and over and over again.
Yep.
So
So I think to answer that question is it's be healed
amen.
before you jump in. And I'll just equate it, and I'm not going to use a car analogy. You've actually not used.
Let's
I love
ahead. Use your
nope.
car analogy.
Nope. I'm gonna use a sports analogy. No, even so, if you played sports before and you pulled a muscle, you can't get back out there and play again with that hurt muscle. Or
I like that analogy.
You like that one better? Okay.
I love that.
So because if you do, you're gonna get re-injured. The pain is gonna last even longer because it's not completely healed. You don't trust whatever's hurting, because if I put too much pressure on it or what have you,
Come on.
it's gonna continue to hurt. So
Then you're gonna break it again.
right. And so my advice, be completely healed before you get in that dating pool. And like Tara said, have friends. Just get
You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be lonely just because you're alone.
Right.
You're not dating. Loneliness is a choice. Loneliness is a choice. And if you don't find value in other people outside of dating relationships, that's a problem, because that means you're not going to find value in the one God has for you. There will be no value because you are not used to finding value in people outside of sex or money or them looking good. And I got an analogy because
what? Everybody got an analogy. What's your analogy?
Because people, when they're trying to find, going back to the one, they like the flashy one. And I equate this to, it's so cold right now, so y'all get my analogy. My children, even though it's 10 degrees, would like to go outside with cute jackets on, because those are the cute jackets, the colors and stuff. They ain't keeping them warm right at all, but they want to go out here with the cute jackets on. A lot of y'all choosing cute jacket type people. But when the cold and the winter hit you, you ain't got no protection. The one that is for you when the rough times happen in the relationship and in the marriage, you're going to have some protection, some warmth. That jacket going to mean something. You ain't going to get no chills in your bones and catch the flu. Some of y'all picking some lightweight jacket type people because it's fancy and it's cute. But when the storms are like come, they ain't covering you at all. They're not covering you. You are left out in the cold. So be careful. Be careful who you choosing and why you choosing it. Y'all need to choose back again character. People that you know you can get through something with. When I married this man and I knew he was the one, simple stuff. Because I'm going to go back on that person I was dating. Because I got to tell you why I knew this one was the one. Because the one I was dating, I think he had a flat tire or two. He had a flat tire and he went to go get his tires changed. And he didn't have the resources to put tires on his car. And he called me. Not his mama, not his homeboy, not another man, not nobody else. And we hadn't been dating for 3 months. And he called me and asked me to put them tires on my Sears Master Gold card. Y'all don't know, that's old. Back in the day, you had a Sears MasterCard. And he asked me to put them 4 tires on his car. And because I'm a real one, I went ahead and I said, sir, I'm gonna need that back when you go give it back, but I will do that for you because I'm a real one. I help you when you're down if I'm dating you. But I was mad every day till I got my money back. I was mad every day. I was upset all the time. I said, nah, when I dated him, and when I dated Jay, I would not even know if that man had a flat tire. I would find out through conversation. Oh yeah, my tire went flat on the expressway the other week. Why you call me? Why would I call you? I know how to take care of that. I know how to fix a flat tire. I don't need to call you. You be the last one I'm gonna call. I'll call my homeboy, another dude, before I call you, baby. I don't need you guys out on the expressway fixing a tire. I'm like, so you right. So you right. And I realized when that man had me pay for them 4 flat tires, he wasn't the one. And that's because I didn't have that type of grace that you didn't know how to fix things and take care of things. Because there's certain things for me, I needed my man to be able to do. And this one right here, he carries his side. He takes care of things. My life has been so easy being married to you. It truly has been easy. I don't look bust down, broken, or tired for a reason because the one I'm married to has always been able to carry his end of this marriage. I never had to carry me and you.
Right.
You've carried your part. I worked together as a partner, carried my part. You not broken, busted down in either because I don't wear him out. We are partners.
Right.
And I need y'all to find people that will be in partnership with you. Lazy men and lazy women. Stop that. Stop being basic. Y'all need to go somewhere and be basic together. But leave us hard work and partnership folks alone because we believe in contributing to our marriages, contributing to the community, contributing to society. And we don't mind getting our hands dirty and doing our part. We don't mind doing our part. And so I knew he was the one because he had the same values that I did. Hard work. Do your part. Don't ever lean on anybody. There are times we will lean on each other, but it is after we have looked at all of the resources we have within ourselves to get things done. We have. And so, you know, I really am just going back to that. Who you choose is very important. A lot of y'all dealing with this breakup question and you need to stop doing all this breaking up, but it's because you keep choosing wrong. If you keep choosing wrong, you're going to keep being broke up with, you're going to keep going through breakups, and those breakups tear away at your core. They tear away at your value. They tear away at how you feel about yourself. That's why some of y'all need to stop and say, God, choose for me. I don't want to keep going through these breakups, and I don't want to keep meeting people that's tearing me apart.
Yep.
Yeah. And so let me go to the chats. What are y'all saying? Definitely how it should be. I always say that marriage is easy. People are hard and hard-headed. Come on now. Tell them, girl. Child. Yes. Marriage is easy. I'm sorry to tell y'all. I'm busting all y'all bubbles. I don't have a hard life. My husband was gone all last week because he was working in Atlanta. And I was like, I need him to come back. I'm not one of those people that be like, I'm glad but my spouse gone. Good grief, I gotta grief. All the time. No, I was like, every day I had attitude. He would call me, what's wrong with you? I miss you. You know what's wrong with me. Get on back to this house. Why you gotta be up there all week? Where you at? What you doing? They don't need you like that. Get on back to this house. I miss my boo because when he's here, my life is easy. When he's here, I don't have to do everything by myself. We have 3 children who have places they need to go, things they need to do. We got to watch what they're doing, keep them in line. So when my husband gone, I feel it. I feel it all over me. I'm even lonely at night. The whole dang, I miss my boo thing. A good godly marriage will have you thinking that way.
Right.
It will have you feeling that way. I feel blessed. And you too, right? You miss me all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Better than that.
Absolutely.
Tell how you.
I miss her all the time.
Yeah, he does. He could wait.
I do.
He could wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good. And I was looking at any other comment.
So partnership needs doing your part. Yes. That's what it is. I don't understand. You dropping those gems now. Telling you finding what we saying. Tell them everything. Yeah, just keep writing notes. Because I gotta say this because I talk to some of you women. I love y'all, But you coming in these marriages lazy. Y'all looking at this like some gender roles, and I need you to stop looking at gender roles. Y'all need to look at human beings and do your part. Some of y'all are rolling through incredibly lazy, coming into marriages and partnerships, wondering what other people can do for you. What can you do for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm coming in fully resourceful and I meet a man that's fully resourceful, do you know how far we gonna go? But if you have one person resourceful and the other one dragging, do you know how much you're going to slow down the growth of that couple? Y'all say power couple, but some of y'all ain't got no power on. Cut your power on if you want to be in a power couple. A power couple is two resourceful people
That's real.
come in with their power on.
Yep.
Y'all lights are out. Like Mobile. Did you get your lights back on, Mobile, Alabama? Oh, she did. I think she said the license back on. But
yeah,
you coming into it, come in strong. Come in and say, hey, if you team up with me, let me tell you, you're doing pretty good. But if you team up with me, you're going to do even greater. Both of us leveled up as a result of this marriage. I know I leveled up. I put in all of his work ethic. Watching him move made me move. I was motivated and inspired by the things he was doing. He's motivated and inspired by the things I'm doing. We like, man, I really love what you're doing. Congratulations on your promotion. Congratulations on what you do. What you want to do next? Right. I'm going to school. He's going to school. We're doing things for our health. I watch him go and work out every morning. I do it 2 days a week. But it's something. It's something. He's going working out 5 days a week. Made me jump in and do 2. I was like, cause I want to be healthy like you. You doing good, sir. We motivate each other when we see the results that the other person had. I'm doing my devotional time. I see Boddie. He ordered a new Bible and a devotional. I ain't have to say nothing. I say, you, is that your new little man stuff? He said, yeah, I'm planning on going ahead and reading through the Bible this year. Because I read through the entire Bible last year. And he told me, I want to read through the entire Bible too. I didn't make him do that. I didn't tell him to do it. I ain't say, baby, get over here and read this Bible with me. It was something I wanted to do for myself to level me up. And the things I wanted to do, but it inspired my husband. We inspire each other by us being inspirational as individuals. And I need y'all to be inspirational. Some of you waiting to marry somebody to get inspirational and to get motivated and do something. Don't nobody want you coming in tired and basic and motivate you. They are already trying to get themselves together. Y'all don't understand. People are already trying to keep themselves motivated. They don't want a partner. They got to consistently motivate to do things you should already be doing for your life.
Right.
I just have to say that because I tell you, some of y'all coming in flying too low. But they want somebody that's flying higher, baby. I mean, they want a 10 and acting 3-ish. I don't get it. What is this? What is that mentality?
It goes back to your coat analogy. You going outside in the cold, but you want to look cute. They have on a little jacket. You just want to be.
So some of them the little jacket. Some of y'all that cute little jacket.
Some of them the little jacket.
You can't cover nobody, baby. You the cute little jacket. I'm trying to tell you. You thinking about.
You need to if you gonna cover somebody, you going out in the cold. Like I said, back to your analogy, you need to be that big wool coat.
I'm a wool coat.
You need to be one you put your arms around and keep them warm. I know.
I'm a mink with the shiny fur.
Can't get a mink wet. So it's true.
I don't understand that,
but if you out in the rain, it's cold.
We're not. That's something probably be it. Okay, there we go.
The mink will keep me warm. Yeah, it's raining right now, so I'm thinking rain. I stop.
Look, I didn't understand.
It's literally storming. It's raining, so I'm thinking.
Go back. You gotta be a good coat.
Gotta be a good coat. Be prepared for whatever elements going outside.
You need to wear something prepared for the elements.
Elements,
because you got to be at the cover. I cover my husband. I don't know what y'all been on. I cover him. I don't want my husband tired, overworked, and dying. I want him to live as long as he possibly can so that our partnership can go as long as it possibly can. If you're in a partnership, because I got to say this to women, because a lot of times they really try to throw a lot of things on the men. And the men, y'all try to throw things on the women. If you want them to live long, I hope you love them enough. You actually like them and you're the friendship. You want them to live long. I don't want him overworked. I don't want him tired. I tell the children to leave him alone. He tell them to leave me alone. If they trying to ask too much, we tell each other, go take a nap. Go take a break. Baby, you all right? Go sit down. I got this. I got that. Y'all, that's partnership.
Yep.
this partnership. And if you've never seen partnership, you may not understand it. But you got any final words for the people tonight? Two great questions.
Yeah.
Two great questions. And we want y'all to keep throwing those questions. It really is good content for us.
Yeah, no, this was good. If I would leave you all, the audience, with anything, or whoever watches this, when it comes to relationships, be open, be honest, but more so, be humble enough when you're facing that mirror and someone is trying to help you. They're trying to help you, not harm you, but help you. And you have to be open to that. That if I say any key to the success of our relationship, it was because God told me to be humble, be open, and allow someone to help you. Because I'm stubborn. I'm not. I know that about me. I used to be. And I'm not gonna say I would reject help, but I wouldn't look at help with open arms. So since I've changed that about myself, the doors have opened. There have been so many things, and somebody say, "Let me help you," and now I accept the help. I ask for it. Tara, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Will you help me? I want to accomplish this, that, and the other. Will you help me? And as my helpmate, you absolutely have, and I love that about you.
Oh, thank you, boo. I don't really have nothing to say. I gave y'all enough tonight. I don't have words, but thank you for being a good partner.
Absolutely.
And I pray that for you all. I pray partnerships in your life. I pray friendships with the people that God connects you with, the partner that you love, that they are your friend. My husband is my friend. We are definitely friends. I could do anything with him. And I pray that for you, men and women, that you find a friendship with another human being that you don't mind doing life with, and that God blesses you all because you're both turning that power on and bringing your best self forward. So we don't care about breakups, and you can definitely find the one that you want to do life with. And so, anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell them how can I get in touch with you?
How can they schedule? Some of y'all need premarital, marital counseling, life counseling, mental health counseling. I want you to go to tarabody.com under services and schedule an appointment. Because some of you want to have very personalized conversations with me. Jay is also a life coach, so if you contact me, I'll show you how to get in connection with him. But if you want to contact me for counseling, any type of relationship, anything, I am a counselor. Therefore, I'm an advisor. It does not matter what you come in with. I am an advisor. So you can come in, tarabody.com, and get that information. Also, please like this channel, share it with your friends, and become a subscriber and a super chat partner with us. We will really appreciate your support on this podcast. So there's nothing else left. You
wrote a book, didn't you?
I'm also, let me tell you, look at my helpmate. He's helping me too. And I also did write a book called Marriage is a Beautiful Thing, but I wish I would have known. And I want y'all to go to Amazon. Now, you want me to sign it, you go through my site and buy it, and I will sign the book. But otherwise, if you want it like tomorrow, Amazon is faster. So go to Amazon. That is a great book that God gave me to write to help marriages, to help people that are considering marriage, to help people that are in their marriage, to truly understand this type of kingdom bond and what this looks like, what true partnership looks like. So a lot of people do not know marriage is entirely a beautiful thing, right? But if you don't know it and you don't have the right perspective, you'll never experience that. So please go ahead, buy that book, or come to see me for counseling. But other than that, I got to see.
You got everything. That's it. You got
we have enjoyed you tonight. Thank you so much, everybody in chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. You all make it so much fun when you're talking and you're connecting, and you are. Thank you, Antonio. Antonio is one of my clients. Thank you, Dr. Antonio Woods. And his future fiance. They have come in because, like I told them, you come pre-married before you get engaged. And Antonio, listen, he doing it like my husband. He's like, let's see the education, then we'll get engaged. And so thank you for that shout out. I appreciate you, Antonio. But y'all, hey, the help is out here. The advisement is out here. And we love doing this for you. So,
absolutely.
Jay, thank you.
Yeah, for coming on. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. This is my thing, but I bring him in and he like, all right, babe. But that's my friend. My friend will come on to me. And so you all have an amazing night. And until next time, this has been Tara
And Jason,
with God in Therapy. Take care.
take care.